Welcome back to another week of West Talk. This is Tuesday, February the 14th. It is Valentine's Day, so hopefully you're having a great time with the Valentine in your life. As we've been doing every week with West Talk, we're going to be talking about a book written by a Newfoundland author. Now, I know I'm not Dustin. My name is Kevin, and I'm here covering for Dustin today. But we do have a great book to share with you. It is called Red Jack, a novel by Gary Collins. Red Jack, the hated fish color, awakens in the bottom of a heavy punt adrift on the Atlantic Ocean. Following the beating he took from his only son, he slinks into the inner bays. Jake, son of Red Jack, is home from the failed battle for Suvla Bay in the Great War. With his family, he sails to Trinity Bay to fulfill a promise given to a friend who died in the hell of Turkish Trench. There, unbeknownst to them, they become afflicted with the Spanish flu by the mother of the soldier. On the way home, a fierce storm drives Jake deep into the bays for shelter, where he must come face to face with Red Jack again. The virus they bring to their isolated island home changes forever the lives of those who remain. From the award-winning author of The Last Beothuk and What Color is the Ocean, this book, Red Jack by Gary Collins, promises to be an absolutely amazing book. Highly recommend grabbing it wherever you get your books, your Newfoundland books here in the province. A lot of great locations for that. This week is a big week. Here in Corner Brook, we're about to kick off the 50th anniversary of what is one of the largest events that happens in Atlantic Canada, one of the oldest as well, regular annual events. That, of course, is the Corner Brook Winter Carnival, celebrating its 50th year this year. It's a huge year, it's a huge milestone. And with that, we've got, of course, a lot of great things that are reminiscent of Carnival's past. I highly recommend and encourage you to check out City Hall. They have a wonderful display there of the history of Carnival and a lot of past memorabilia and so on. But also, because it's the 50th and we are in a new world and a new age, there's some new things happening as well. Some things are a little bit differently. One of those things, of course, is the role that the Carnival ambassadors play each year. So this year, we have Carnival ambassadors with us today. We've got, of course, Max Pittman over here and Tegan Dwyer, our Carnival ambassadors this year. First time, of course, being ambassadors, but not your first time involved in Carnival, is it?
No, definitely not.
No. So with regards to Carnival, you both have a very similar shared history. Both of you attempted the Leafling competition and both failed.
Yes, yeah.
We made up for it, though.
You made up for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. So as ambassadors, tell me a little bit about the role of the ambassador, and of course sponsored by Tim Hortons this year, which is amazing. What's the role of the ambassador in Carnival?
Mainly eating a lot of donuts. We've had a lot of those. But as well, something that we're doing differently this year is that we are doing a lot of the social media management for Carnival. So if you've been watching the Instagram and Facebook page recently, you'll notice a few TikToks maybe going around and a few posts that me and Tegan made.
Yeah.
And so that's the Winter Carnival Facebook page. You're on TikTok as well, Instagram, anywhere else? Twitter, I would imagine?
We are on Twitter, and Winter Carnival doesn't have a TikTok page yet.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we make it on our TikToks and then share it on the Instagram and Facebook. But
Awesome.
hopefully we'll get a TikTok page made soon.
Yes.
Yeah. So what kind of things have you guys been posting on social media that people can keep an eye out for?
So mainly a lot of reminders about what's coming up in Winter Carnival, a lot of information from our point of view, so like some of our favorite events we're going to be posting soon, stuff like that, and just reminders on what's up to about to happen.
Yes.
Right. Of course, we mentioned that this week is the beginning of that. Friday is the big day. Friday is the grand opening day, and 7 p.m. opening ceremonies at Margaret Bowater Park. It's called the Party in the Park, and so if you get a chance to head down to that, please do so. But we have also from Winter Carnival who kind of anybody who sees the ambassadors walking around in their ambassador gear will also see this lady as well. This is Sonia Corbin Dwyer. Sonia, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. Yourself?
Oh, wonderful. Sonia, you're part of Winter Carnival, and you've really taken on the role, I guess, as the ambassador, we'll say, handler Is
Yes.
there a proper term?
Wrangler,
Wrangler, yeah.
Wrangler?
Chauffeur.
Yeah.
Although I think they're certainly making my job quite easy. They're very independent and responsible.
Wonderful.
But yes, as high school students, we feel that an adult, we should be accompanying them and just helping to maneuver the many events that they're going to be attending. So there's 87 events in the book and the committee, and now that they're part of the committee, we try to take in as many of these events as possible. So we won't be spending like a lot of time necessarily at all of the events, but we like to go in and and see what's happening and take in some of it, and then we go on to the next event because a lot of them are going on at the same time. So hard to be at more than one place at the same time, but we try to do that as best we can. And so some of the events, though, the ambassadors will be I guess, more responsible for, because they are not 19, of course, yet, so they can't attend the 19-plus events that are happening in the evening. So a lot of the dances with a lot of the bands from the Corner Brook area. And so, for example, they'll be at the salsa dancing lessons next Thursday because they can't attend, again, one of the shows.
Right.
They're going to be participating in the Coleman's Seafood Demonstration this coming Saturday by serving some of the food. So you can come down, get some food, but also they'll be serving it around. So that'll be a role that they're going to play. They're going to go down Friday to Coleman's as well to see Steve Watson, who's doing the ice carving. So they'll go down on their lunch hour from school and participate in that. So some of those events, I'm going to help them make sure that they're there and know where they have to be in these kinds of things. And
Right.
it's fun to get to hang out with them.
So you did mention the booklet. Now, most of the people by now should have a copy of this. They would have received that in their weekly flyer. If you did not get a copy, all of these events are on the website, cornerbrook.wintercarnival.ca. But I'm curious now, because you both competed in the Leafling competition, Leafling Gala. And both were unsuccessful, but are now ambassadors. Leafling Gala this Saturday at 2 p.m. Will you be there?
Oh, most definitely.
Yes.
Yeah? All right. And of course, Sonia did mention one other event that I'm very curious to know about, especially with the two of you, salsa dancing.
Oh, yes.
Are you looking forward to that?
I am so excited for
You going to be partners? Are we going to get to see some partner salsa dancing?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Because if that's
If
what's
you
going to
can keep
happen,
up.
if we're going to get to watch if we're going to get to watch the ambassador salsa dance, I want to be there to see that. I think that would be amazing. Great for TikTok.
Exactly. And I do believe for that event you do have to pre-register. So if you want to join us, then make sure you get on that.
You want to see my sick moves?
A lot of fun.
I'm a trained professional.
Okay, true. I'm an amateur compared to you. Oh my god.
Okay. But we're not competing yet.
No. Yeah.
No. The time will come. Sonia, there were a lot of other youth that took part in the ambassador competition that didn't make it to the ambassador position as these two have. But from what I've seen on the social media side of things, it must have been a very difficult conclusion to come to these two fine young folks, because there were a lot of great youth that competed in that this year. Tell me a little about the ones who didn't quite make it.
Well, actually, I wasn't able to attend the events because I am related to one of the contestants who is now an ambassador.
Max, I didn't know you were related to.
You couldn't tell the similarities? You look just alike.
We couldn't tell by the last name at all.
Yeah, the
no.
last name.
So because Tegan decided to enter the contest, I helped with the organizing, but I would leave, sort of deliver the snacks and get some things set up, and then I would leave. So I didn't actually get to meet a lot of them, certainly during the competition. But we had 3 judges from the community. So we were, so pleased to have them. They're not part of the actual committee, so we asked them to participate, Jeff and Denise and Nikki, and they did say that it was certainly quite difficult. Now, we would, of course, encourage the contestants who weren't selected this year, those in grades 10 and 11, to come back next year. Because, of course, this is the first time that we've had the ambassador contest since 2020, and it is for high school students only, and those who are in grade 12 this year were only in grade 9 that year. So this is the first time that the grade 12 students had an opportunity, throughout their entire high school education to actually participate. So we were really glad that, they did get to have that opportunity. And so next year we're hoping that the grade 10s and the 11s, everybody said they had a good time. We did like a little bit of feedback, feedback evaluation form after. They all said what a good time they had, so we're hoping that they'll bring back their friends and it'll be even bigger next year. But we were so pleased to have the young people that we did be a part of it. They were so enthusiastic, so full of spirit, great, I'll say, little A ambassadors for the Winter Carnival, certainly now in the weeks leading up to this.
Yeah. So Max and Tegan, luckily for you, we were able to have Carnival back in full force for your last year of high school, giving you both an opportunity to redeem yourselves from losing in the Leaf Link.
Thank you for reminding me.
We'll continue to remind you of this. But you more than made up for it, because the two of you are wonderful, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you both have in store as ambassadors for Winter Carnival. So thanks for dropping down and having a chat with us. Looking forward to seeing you both in action and representing Winter Carnival and the Carnival Committee during all of the events that you're legally able to attend.
Maybe we'll see you. No.
No, we
So
won't.
that's of course Tegan Dwyer, Max Pittman, the Winter Carnival ambassadors, and Sanyat Corbin Dwyer from Winter Carnival. We're going to come back and have a chat with somebody else right after this short break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. And of course, it is the month of February. Now, the month of February comes with it not only Winter Carnival and Valentine's Day, but also a very important time to remember Black history. So February is known as Black History Month. And I had someone once tell me that it's not just blacks, it's not just history, and it's not just the month. It is the history of all of us involved collectively that we ought to remember all throughout the year, and how it impacted our society. And here to talk a bit about Black History Month and a little bit about their involvement with the Grenfell Campus Student Union, or the GCSU VP External, and the Grenfell Campus Black Caucus, I have Vicky Quao with me, and Karen Hapach-Gandu with me as well.
Hello.
So, hey guys.
Hi.
Tell me a little bit about, first of all, yourself. What are you're here obviously at Grenfell, you're studying?
Yeah, I'm taking a major in psychology with a minor in business.
Oh.
And I'm the vice president external for the Grenfell Campus Student Union.
All right.
And yeah, I'm on the planning committee for the Black Caucus, because we're having like a Black History Month celebration. So yeah, that's basically it.
That's exciting. And of course, Karen. We'll call you Karen, or you want to call us Karen?
Karen. Karen is fine.
Karen, you're not new to the Rogers studio, but you might be new to the camera. So why don't you tell everybody very quickly a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Well, I am the secretary of the Black Student Caucus. I have been since about 2020. And what I do, I'm a visual arts student about to graduate, yay. And I'm about to hand over for the secretary position. So I'm excited about that as well, because it has been a long time coming. That's about it for me. That's what I do.
Yeah, and you've been working hand in hand with Gian here at the studio as well,
Yes.
doing some stuff with Rogers TV. So part of the Rogers team.
Yes, I am.
That's
From
awesome.
back of the camera to the front of the camera.
Yes. Welcome to the upgrade.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about the Black Student Caucus. You guys were founded back in 2019.
Yeah.
But a little bit about what you do, what the caucus exists to serve.
Well, we're a caucus for Black students, basically. So we pretty much create a safe space for Black students, Black identifying students. And it's just somewhere where we can relate with each other, share experiences, and just lean on each other for support if we need it. And yeah, it's just basically a safe space for people where we can interact and have a feel of back home, you know.
Right.
Yeah, because most people moved here. She's been here 4 years.
Yeah.
And so she would definitely miss home, and it's a way to have like family around you and whatever. So yeah, so we have like events for Black students. Over the Christmas we had a potluck, and then we had a Y2K party on Saturday in light of the Black History Month celebration. And then we've had like a couple game nights,
Fun stuff.
and just fun stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things to make you feel a little bit more relaxed, I
home,
guess, and
yeah.
at home, and all the important things that foreign students need
Yeah.
when they come here. What has being a part of this caucus meant for you in terms of your involvement with it?
Ooh. Honestly, being a part of this caucus has really been like a amazing thing for me. I have joined since my first day, which was like 2019, and I met amazing people, and I met the person who actually coined the caucus because he saw a need with Chris. He's graduated now, but he saw a need for Black students to actually have a space, because other caucuses have a space and we don't have a space, even though we were like very few Black students then, and now we have grown enormously in number. We went from about 15 Black students, now we're about 50, and that's in the span of about 2-3 years. Thank you very much, COVID. So it's been really important for me, and due to COVID and stuff and the pandemic and everything, we have lacked like celebrations. We haven't been able to take control of our month and for our events, and we haven't been recognized enough. So we saw it as a need for this month specifically to be able to take control of the month and lead the events and make ourselves known, because we get forgotten in the back very often. It can be it's not enormous, it's not intentional, but it happens. So this year, most especially, we saw a need for us to actually go the extra mile and make sure that we're in the faces of people and make people know that February is Black History Month, because you'll be surprised the number of people who don't know that at all, and the number of people who don't even know we exist. So it's been amazing, honestly, in the gist.
It is, and Black History Month is a very important month. It's often said that those who forget history are doomed to repeat it, and so having Black History Month as a reminder, so that we can move forward in a more inclusive and exclusive environment and community it's absolutely vital. You guys have anything planned with the caucus to celebrate Black history and culture during the month of February? What are some of the things you've got planned or coming up?
Yeah, well, we pretty much divided the month in 3 phases. So we had a raffle draw and bake sale last week, and we actually got our winners for a raffle draw, and we announced it today. So congratulations to those who won. And then we had a Y2K 2000s party on Saturday, and then we have a Black Excellence Appreciation Day coming on February 28th. It's going to be on the Grenfell campus in the atrium
At 12:30.
at 12:30. And then we have, to crown the month, we didn't get to have it in the month of February, but to just crown the celebrations, we have a gala on March 4th at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And that's going to be in the GCSU dining hall.
So you've got a couple of big things then.
Yeah.
So February 28th, what time did you just say again?
12:30.
12:30.
Yeah.
And is that open to the public, or
It
is it just
is.
members of the?
It
It is?
is,
Okay.
yeah.
Awesome. So the members of the public can head up to the atrium
Yeah.
at Grenfell Campus
Yeah.
and check that out. And March the 4th, the gala, 7 p.m. Again, open to
Yeah.
the public as well.
Yeah, and that's going to be a masquerade gala.
Ah.
Yeah.
It's open to the public and open to families, and we're hoping the children get to come. We're going to have performances. We're going to have celebrations and trivia and gifts and stuff like that. So it's our biggest event for the whole month, and we're really hoping we get a lot of turnout from the community, because we need your support.
Yeah. So how can people find out a bit more information about, first of all, the Black Caucus, but also with the events that are coming up?
Well, for the Masquerade Gala, the tickets and the posters for it is going to go out this week. So it's going to be sold on Eventbrite, and the ticketing and everything is going to work that way. So people can just walk in after buying their tickets, and all you have to do is buy a ticket and just come, and we'll have you sorted out. And for the Black Excellence, it's more like academia kind of situation. So we come and Black students and Black professors are going to talk about exactly what they do and the research they've done and what they're working on. And, you know, someone is working on agriculture, so how he implements them and stuff like that. So that's a bit more serious, a bit more relaxed as the galas that come around March 4th. And you can find the posters on the GCSU Instagram page.
Okay, wonderful. And Facebook as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm seeing all the different events popping up on my events feed. So, got to know what's happening in and around the town. So, yeah, it's great. When it comes to you know, living away and living here, what has that transition been like for you both? Obviously, the Black Caucus or Black Student Caucus has helped with that, but what has the transition been like? Because a lot of people don't know what it's like to just pack up and go somewhere totally new and different.
It's been a learning curve, definitely. The cultural shock, there's a huge change in weather. It's basically been hard, but you get used to it, right? You have to get used to it. You have to learn to adjust, right? I remember when I had to leave, it was in a time where I had to leave home in 2021, and a week before I left, my mom had COVID.
Oh.
And I live with my grandma, and she got COVID. So everything was a mess. I was just a mess. I had to pack up, I had to go. It was really hard, but I just told myself, it's for the greater good, right? So I got here, I had to quarantine because at that time you were still doing the 14-day quarantine. And I said, well, okay, it's gonna be okay, right? So I just, you know, learned the ways of the people here and learned to adjust my taste buds to eat more foods that are from here that are easy to get, because the food that I eat back home is hard to prepare, and
Right.
I don't know how to cook. So I had to learn. It was a huge learning curve for me because this is my first time away from home. I had to learn to cook. I had to learn to clean. I was a daddy's girl, what they call a daddy's girl. I never raised a finger. My mom would do everything. I had a nanny growing up.
Oh,
so
wow.
it was hard, but I did learn to make new friends. I learned to make the people around me make me comfortable, right? So I learned to just create a community for myself, to create an environment that I could be happy in and be comfortable in. So I just learned to, you know, engage in more activities, to do more things, and yeah.
And what about you?
I'm okay now.
What's the transition kind of been like for you? It's obviously, I mean, as Vicky just mentioned, you know, it's a bit of a shock, a cultural shock. But you know, do you remember what the transition was like and how you felt?
Yeah. What was it like? I came here. I actually did a year in university back home before I came here. So I was already in school for communications before I moved to visual arts. And I also went to boarding school for 6 years. So I am used to being away from home. And but being away from home and being away from home in a different country is totally different. I came here and I was about 17 when I came here. Now I'm not.
No.
So I had to make new friends. I had a very welcoming group of people from the Black Caucus who actually made me feel home and made me feel at home, and they make me feel different or strange, or they made me feel very comfortable essentially. So I made friends pretty easily. I was also very scared. I had a hard time transitioning because the accents were very hard to understand. So I was in class staring at my lecturers and I'm like, what are you saying? And he didn't understand anything I was saying either. But after about a semester, I started to understand, and yeah, it was hard because nowhere to go. Everybody goes home for Christmas, and I have to find a place to go for Christmas or stay on campus. So transitioning and living here as an international student and a Black student is actually very, very hard because there's so many things you have to learn on your own. But I will not change it for anything because it has helped me become who I am today, having to be able to find things for myself and do things by myself and work. If I was back home, I would probably be driving my father's car. But here I am walking on the streets of Corner Brook.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been good, difficult but good, and rewarding. So I will not change it for anything.
Thank you for the both of you for doing that and for coming down and having a chat about that. You did touch on something that I want to mention right quick. You mentioned food and the food difference, which I think it's awesome because part of Winter Carnival, and again, if you guys, if you don't have a copy of the booklet, I highly recommend looking for it or going to cornerbrook.wintercarnival.ca. But happening on Saturday, February 25th at 2 p.m., going until 6 p.m. at the Royal Canadian Legion is the Multicultural Food and Craft Fair. So it'll be an opportunity to try and sample food and crafts from multiple cultures that are all represented right here in the city of Corner Brook. I want to take the time to thank our guests, our Carnival ambassadors, Max Pittman and Tegan Dwyer, for coming in today, as well as Winter Carnival committee member Sonia Corbin Dwyer, and of course from the Grenfell Campus Black Caucus and the GCSU VP External. Of course, we've got Vicky Quao, and here with her is Karen Hapich Gandu. So thank you again for tuning in to West Talk here on Rogers TV. We'll see you all next week.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media.
Every European has their own story, their own tragedies, and their own triumphs. They laugh and they cry.
There are personal belongings scattered everywhere.
They strive for the best.
I'm fighting for freedom.
Together they have the power to make a better future, united in diversity. For every European, there is one channel, Euronews. Feel connected to Europe.
Did you have fun? Check this out.